Oh, hey guys, here we are. I just put my hand over the camera. Here we are, Ad and Kel's Coffee and Chats number 15. Now, how is all of that? Like number 15? I feel we should have done more than that. But anyway, here we are in the UK. We are not in Cyprus. We've left Cyprus. We've left.
Throw the towel in.
No, we are just in the UK. And how nice is it? Like, it's proper nice.
Sunshine, it's hot without the humidity.
That's it. So I'm just going to put a quick link. So before we get started, just want to let you know that we've got our 5-day Back in Charge Blueprint Challenge starting on Monday. So if you want to get involved on that, you know, you're seeing all the results. If you want to, you know, give it a go, you know, drop a few pounds, get started on that, then I've just dropped the link for that in the comments. So you can join that challenge. At the moment, we've got about 50 women already signed up to start on Monday. So it's going to be a very good week. I'm really looking forward to it.
Yep.
Really looking forward to it. And yeah, so let's get started. Also, I apologise for the background noise. We are just on the outskirts of Croydon, and you hear the cars with the music, and it's just there. So remember, guys, if you're watching this live, just drop a comment below so we know you're watching. Let us know where you're tuning in from. If you're watching on replay, remember, let us know as well. And yes, so let's get started. So this episode, just because you can doesn't mean you should. Now, what do we mean about that?
So the first thing we've noticed being back here is how cheap and accessible, well, it's not noticed, we know it, but you forget how cheap and accessible crap food is.
Yeah.
Chocolate, sweets, cookies, ice cream, fizzy drinks, biscuits, all of it. Oh my goodness.
But it's not just accessible, it's just like how cheap it is.
I said that.
Yeah.
But how much, and like it's everywhere. So in Cyprus, one of the good things it is, even though sometimes I don't feel that way, is junk food is a lot more pricey. So it really makes you consider when it comes to saying, oh, you know, I want that bit of chocolate. Well, actually, do I? Because it's like double the amount that it is here. So for instance,
Ben & Jerry's ice cream.
Ben & Jerry's ice cream, right? It used to be my go-to. In Cyprus, you're looking at about €8 for a tub. And here, in Tesco's, it can be like £2.50.
2 for £5, isn't it?
So can you see, you don't often have to give it much thought because you're like, why not? It's on offer, it's cheap. But the danger is that is because you've got why not, it's cheap. You're going to eat it, you're going to buy it, you're going to have it in your environment. And it's just constantly, well, A, it's accessible, but it's not serving you, is it? So just because you can, it doesn't mean you should. You know, we've all got that mindset, haven't we? Oh, look, it's like buy one, get one free, or but not anymore.
Well, yeah, like buy one, get one free. Like, you know what Boris has done? He's like going to be abolishing the buy one, get one free on those types of foods. Is it going to sort the obesity problem? No.
Nope.
It's not. It's not at all. Making the adverts,
Still find it.
making adverts for junk food in the watershed, you know, that's not going to stop it. It's not going to stop it. If you want it, you're going to go and get it. But what needs to happen is the education about it. It's not the fact that, you know, oh yeah, let's take away buy one, get one free. It's going to stop people, you know, buying it. The fact is that most people that are buying them, that are, you know, overweight, obese, you know, on budgets, because they buy it because they think their money's going a lot further, and then the small amount of money that they do actually have to then go on healthier types of foods, they're not going to be putting that money on healthier types of foods because they're still going to be prioritising those foods that were buy one, get one free over the healthier choices like fruits and vegetables, meats, and that they're going to be putting their money more on these foods because they still want it.
It's like cigarettes when they raise the prices.
Yeah, like just because, you know, the fact that they've increased the price of cigarettes and they've stopped the advertising of cigarettes hasn't stopped the people dying from, you know, from lung cancer. It just, you know, it's just now that more people are aware of the dangers. And also you've now got e-cigarettes. So yeah, it's decreased the sales of cigarettes, but it's also increased the sales of e-cigarettes, which are still, you know, which I would say are probably worse than normal cigarettes. But that's the thing, and you know, you're still going to go and find it. And also having the foods in not accessible places in the supermarket, you're still going to find it.
Still going to find it if you want it.
Exactly.
But we've just really noticed that this week, haven't we, being back?
Oh yeah, being back this week, it's been crazy. Like everywhere you go, it's like just like everything. It's like we went into a shop yesterday and we bought a pack of Maltesers, and it was £1 for a pack. But if we'd have spent, no, it was like £1.30, wasn't it? £1.30 for a pack of Maltesers. But then if we then spent £2, we could have then got a larger, you know, double the size.
More value for money, right?
Yeah. But let's just bring that back as well. It's like, let's look at, do you remember a few years ago they brought out the sugar tax on fizzy drinks? Like that was put there to stop people becoming like overweight and all of that. Because people obviously think sugar is what causes people to become overweight. No, it doesn't. So, no, let's put...
conversation for another day.
That's another thing, yeah. Like, so they put a tax on sugar to hopefully stop people from consuming it. Well, no, like that hasn't happened, has it? Like, the numbers of obesity have still been rising, even though the sugar tax has been there. So we know that by doing that isn't going to stop the obesity problem at all.
All we can see is they're consistently trying to mask symptoms when really it's education.
Yeah, do the work. That's what it is. It's like
help people understand better, educate, stop trying to like come in with these new, what's it called, new tactics.
All they're trying to do is they're not trying to address the elephant in the room. And that elephant in the room is a big one, and that is people just need to be educated on how to lose weight.
Yeah.
And about nutrition. But unfortunately, I feel that the government don't want to do it because all of these foods bring in so much revenue in taxes for the government that if they were to do that, then they're going to lose a massive chunk of money.
What they can do if people start getting healthier and feel better and realise they don't need this food in their life. Make better choices.
Make better choices, put less strain on the NHS.
Have more energy, have more clarity, be like, oh yeah. No, they can't do that. Can't afford to do that.
Be healthier.
Feel happier.
Less cases of COVID.
Uh-oh. Might drop.
Yeah, anyway, that's another one. Right. Oh, blimey, my phone is boiling. But, you know, like, go back to that. Just because you can doesn't mean you should. And, like, the same goes not just for, like, what they're doing, but also, like, we were talking to a lady the other day, like, we recommend vegan protein. Why? Because we find that whey for us, the dairy, makes us bloated, and we just don't like that feeling. Whereas like, we always recommend the vegan protein to clients and people. But this lady like didn't want to spend it, you know. But then what happened is that now she's now spent double the price on trying to avoid something that she didn't want to do.
Yeah.
And that's it, you know. Just because you know she could buy a cheaper option, doesn't mean that it was going to be the better option, because now she's now spending double the price on a product that she doesn't, you know, necessarily like. And that's what, you know, people there. You know, just because you can doesn't mean you should. So that's, you know, like, it happens so much as well, like in the weight loss industry. It just is, isn't it?
Yep, all the time. Just because you can, or, you know, go for the quick fixes because it's cheap. And sadly, not enough people value their health. Well, you know, we want to spend more on getting, this is just thrown for women, you know, you want to spend more on getting your nails done, getting the bag looking a certain way with external things, and we always undervalue our health and undervalue the fact that we've only got one body. You know, it's the only place we have to live, and we always think, oh well, I'm willing to spend that amount on my health, when actually, if you understood that if I invested that little bit more, I'm going to have a better result, and that's going to serve me long term, rather than always being in this vicious cycle, because you go for a quick fix, or I'm going to do that diet or buy that thing that's going to help you lose the weight quickly, because you've got a certain budget in mind that's going to get you there. And okay, you might see a result quicker, but like we've said many a times, it definitely doesn't stay off long term, does it?
It's like when you say to people, oh yeah, well, I did lose weight on that diet, and so that diet did work. Well, no, because it hasn't worked, because you're back where you started. With more. And
you're feeling worse about yourself. So it's clever. It's clever because it's keeping you in this vicious cycle of, I'm not good enough, I can't do this, I'm never going to feel happy, content, the way I want to feel, because the media, that's what it all comes down to. The media, what you're seeing, what is constantly in your face, is like, let's just jump around. And if you just took a step back,
your boy
is bored of it, took a step back and be like, do you know what, no, like, my health, my wellness, my happiness is worth more, I'm going to invest more in me, it's going to be a totally different outlook, which is what the guys are starting to see on the Back in Charge program, aren't they?
Oh yeah, like the guys in the Back in Charge blueprint is like someone
slow and steady.
Like they are getting amazing results in 28 days, like hands down, they really are. Like me and Kels were talking about it, and like from the boot camps that we've done and all of that, like the guys in the blueprint are smashing the results out of the park. They really are.
We've got clients on the Back in Charge blueprint who were clients of our boot camp sessions, and they're looking better now than they ever did coming to boot camp. And that's not because the boot camp sessions were shit, but what you find is with classes and with exercise, again, I'm not saying it doesn't serve its purpose, it absolutely does, but it masks what's going on behind the scenes, because people are just like, oh well, if I eat this, but I'll just go to the exercise class. But it's not actually taking ownership of what you're doing away from the sessions. Does that make sense? Like, look, we always say, don't we, it doesn't really matter about what exercise you choose to do, it's what happens for the remainder of those 23 hours in that day. What are you doing? What are your eating habits? Because at the end of the day, you might be busting a gut. You might be someone who thinks, I need to train more, I need to do more, I need to train harder for longer to get this weight off. But you're not seeing a result, because really, the true result, like taking true ownership, comes to your habits,
hard work,
your eating habits. And sometimes people don't want to do that, and that's totally okay, because it's your path. But when you do step up, and when you're like, do you know what, I'm done, I don't like slugging my guts off, 5 times a week, training harder and not seeing a result. And when you realise that actually, like, I'm done with trying to do all this, if I can just, look at what I'm doing in my daily habits, and I can tweak those that are going to work for me, and then I'm going to see a result, and you're going to take all that stress away from all that training that you simply don't need to be doing, do you?
And that's all it is just tweaking small daily habits. It's not about going on these ridiculous, like, elimination, starvation, whatever it is, like, because that's not going to work.
And
like, all we've got to do is keep you as close to your normal as possible.
Your normal,
not exactly
normal.
Like what you do on your daily basis, and just like a little bit away from it, so then you don't feel like this is too much of a strain, too much of a stress on the body, and then we can like, you're going to see more progressions. Because like, look at it, like, just think about it. If you've got a straight line, okay, you've got a straight line, okay, but then if you then just move that line like 2 degrees at the start, it doesn't feel a lot, but over a massive duration of time, distance, that 2 degrees is way up there, yet this line is still down there. And that's the change of difference, and that is exactly what the ladies on the Back in Charge blueprint are doing. Like, they're just making small changes to their daily habits, which is then taking them on a completely different course.
Which has led them to actually say, this, I hate to say it, but this is easy.
Yeah.
And that's the problem. It's no one's fault. It's like how the media sucked you in. And the problem is, like, when people want to lose weight, they naturally start thinking, what do I have to eliminate? What do I have to take away? What do I have to deprive myself of?
Yeah.
Rather than looking, what can I add in? Because the problem is, when we tell ourselves what I've got to take out, it naturally makes you want it more. Right, no chocolate, no alcohol, no sugar, no sweets.
It's like, what?
No pizza.
Well, what am I supposed to eat? Oh my god, no pizza.
Dust. And that's what you're left with. Whether it's like, that's what the problem is, and that's why sometimes people aren't ready, because when people come to us, you know, and again, it's because what people are conditioned. It's like, okay, so you're going to tell me what to eat. You're going to tell me what I'm doing daily. We don't work like that. Like, it's prescription.
Well, we give them guides.
Yeah, guidelines.
Yeah, we give like we give the guys guidelines.
But we also want to take the time to find out about the individual person. Prescription based. What's going to work for you? Because what I eat isn't going to be what someone else likes to eat.
No.
So if I was to say, right, go away and do this, that is just going to be a disaster. And it's just like exercise. Often people feel like they have to do exercise they hate to get a result. It's like, actually, you can do what you enjoy, and you can do that consistently. And it's like, it's also like a massive weight lifted off people's shoulders, isn't it? Because you're like, wow, so I can do what I enjoy,
like,
and I can eat
still get the results.
What I like, just a little bit smarter, and still get a result.
Yeah. And you can still have the things that you see as your naughty pleasures. Like, nothing's
That's the problem
naughty.
as well. No food's bad. It's the relationship.
That's it. And that's what you just got to address, is your relationship with food. And by you having it called like all cheats and all naughty food and sins, like all that's doing is creating a bad relationship with food, which you shouldn't be doing.
Again, it's not people's fault.
But it's not people's fault. No, it's not people's fault.
But just be aware, you are in control of what you follow, what you choose to read,
You're in charge.
You're in charge, and that's exactly why the program's called Back in Charge.
Blueprint. Yeah.
And that goes for anything, doesn't it? Like,
That's it.
You are in charge of what you see, what you read, what you listen to, who you hang around with.
Yeah. And just because you can doesn't mean you should. You know, and that's the thing. It's not like just because, you know, you can hang around with certain people, just because you can watch certain programs, doesn't mean you should. Like, we can watch the news.
Oh, do you know what? One thing we noticed being home, right?
Oh my God.
We don't have a telly in Cyprus. We don't need it. We don't want it.
We talk.
We talk. But we are in charge of what we see and what we listen to. And
Being back here,
I have to say, I
like,
felt like I've been brainwashed with the amount my parents, you know, love them to bits, but what they choose to listen and watch on the telly, I'm just like,
first
turn
thing in
it
the morning, news. In the afternoon, news. In the evening, before you go to bed, news.
off. We don't pay. Well, we've had this discussion before.
Yeah.
I don't pay attention to the news because what I need to know, I will know about.
Yeah, that's it.
But again, like, you're in charge, and this, as much as there's all this negative doom and gloom, there's a lot of positive content that you can be choosing in to make yourself feel better.
But they don't want you to do that. They want to keep you in a negative
In a
space. That's it. They want you to feel. Yeah, fear mongering. That's all it is.
That's not what life's about.
But that is, unfortunately, that's what the
Conditioning.
people conditioning want you to be. You know, that's what they want. They want to keep you in that place of fear. You know, it's the same as all media, and that's what it is.
And they want comes exactly back round to this dieting and these new rules. They want to keep you in fear. They want you to feel like you can't do it.
Yeah.
You can't lose the weight, you know.
Because it's worth too much. Like, an obese person is worth a hell of a lot more to A, the government, A, to pharmaceutical companies, than a fit and healthy person. And that's why the government aren't, like, addressing the proper issues, is because an obese person is worth too much money. Fact. Yes, they say it costs this, blah, 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 but think about the amount of medication, like, long term, that someone is going to be on. You know, high blood pressure, stress, heart attacks, cancer, like, all of these associated illnesses with obesity is worth far much more to the government than a healthy person that doesn't go to the.
In charge.
That's it. It's worth a hell of a lot more to someone that doesn't go and goes to the doctors because they're healthy, doesn't have heart attacks, doesn't have strokes, doesn't get cancer, like, all of that. Like, it's worth so much more. But anyway, like, that's another story. But it's I believe that is the truth. I really do. Let me know if you think that. Let me know if you disagree. Probably do. Most people do.
Most people do with you.
Yeah, I'm good at that. Just seeing if we've got anything on here. Someone laughed at my video. Oh, cheers, Sophia. Thanks, Sophia. I don't know, but yeah, hopefully it was a laugh at me, and no, with me and not at me.
Might be at you, babe.
Probably at me.
Probably
yeah.
at you.
But yeah, anyway, don't forget we have got our Back in Charge Blueprint 5-day challenge starting next week. It's a free 5-day. I'll put the links in the comments. Like I said, we've got 50 women signed up, coming up to 50 women. We've got 40 at the moment.
So if you fancy losing those first few stubborn pounds, seeing how it can work for you,
or even if you just want to dip your toe in on the blueprint and see how are these women making it so easy, like, just click the link below, register. It's free, and what's the worst that's going to happen is that you're going to have a week with me and you will be losing weight. Winner. Cool. Anyway, guys, I'm getting back for a quick 20 minutes in the sun because it's glorious here in South Croydon, Sanderstead. Yeah. Have a good one, guys. Take it easy. Finish.